Hello. Do I always say the same thing when I come on here? Hi. Happy Thursday. Let me take a drink of water. I just finished my salad. How are you doing? If you're watching the replay, thank you for being here and watching the replay. I appreciate you. I hope you're well. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me close out some windows here so I don't get distracted. Let me know how you're feeling. What's going on in the comment section? Let me know. How are you? Where are you watching from? What's going on in your life? I'm going to be here for just 15 minutes today. And then I'm going to head over to Instagram like normal and do the same kind of a thing, just to hang out and talk. If you got any questions or concerns about anything, let me know. What should we talk about today? How are you? We're having pretty nice weather here in Vegas. Well, it's pretty chilly, actually. I think it's in the 60s, is it even? It's cold for Vegas, you know what I mean? Oh, 54. That's pretty cold. Tracy, hello. Feeling good. Facebook user, could be Melissa. Oh, this says you get to be Melissa. Hey, Melissa. Hi, Tracy. Raining in the Netherlands, Chantal. Hi, happy to see you, friend. It says we're supposed to get maybe a little bit of sprinkles. I mean, that's not likely. Light rain forecasted starting in 27 minutes, lasting for 17 minutes. It's not going to be very much, no matter what. But it's being in the 50s to 60s. Oh my gosh, next Wednesday? 49? That's crazy. Okay, I guess winter's here. We're done. Hey, Melissa. Teresa, hello, dear. Raining in Olympia, Washington. Got it. Got some precipitation going on around the country here. All right, Tracy, let's talk. Tracy asks, where's the best place to start as a nutritarian? I'm going to give you some advice. I would also like the folks that are on this call to offer any ideas too, because we can kind of crowdsource our information here. We got a lot of cool nutritarians here too. I think one of the best things to do is, obviously you're already kind of sold on being a nutritarian. So that means you probably either read the book or you saw a special from Dr. Furman or whatever. How was it, Tracy, that you found Eat to Live or the interest in being a nutritarian? I would say, there's two schools of thought here. One is either go all in, right? Or the other one is start small, shifting your way. And I usually help people go towards the small shifting sort of a way, which is like, let's not go all in yet. But I got to say, like, from a beginner perspective, oftentimes it's very useful to take that beginner motivation and just go all in if you can, right? So if you haven't started yet, creating a system for yourself that's like, well, let me just make some time for this and try to figure this out for a while. And then if there's ever a moment where you start to want to go back to the way you used to eat or whatever, that's when you can really, start to work on some of the deeper aspects of this when it comes to mindset. I think once you have some beginner knowledge about why you're doing what you're doing, as far as like eating this way, I think the first best place to start is recipes, right? Try something, see if you like it. So you say, I have been eating whole foods plant-based since January, but now I only seem to be mono eating potatoes. I tried the giant salad and found it was too much chewing. Okay. Hi, Victoria. Hello from Missouri. Beautiful sunny day in the 70s. That's beautiful. Yeah, Teresa says, read Eat to Live, Dr. Furman. Melissa says, the best place is the family. She's referring to my Eat to Live family, which is a beautiful community. Read the book, follow the watering mouth. You will get there. So you say, too much chewing. Okay, that's interesting. What do you mean when you say too much chewing? As in your jaw hurts or it takes too much time physically? That's something to look at, right? Like, what is it about it? And then my advice is, if it's about Isa, my daughter's over there. She's homesick and was making a little noise over there. But if it's about the chewing thing, I would say this is a great opportunity to strengthen your jaw. And I think most of us nutritarians know that struggle, right, of having a sore jaw or whatever. But actually, it's one of the main reasons that Dr. Furman doesn't say to have smoothies all the time, right? Like, why don't we just have a smoothie and blend everything down, right? Because we're going to lose the function in our jaw. We're actually going to lose the muscle strength, right? And so it's very actually important to keep chewing and to strengthen that muscle. So you say both, actually, it's both of those. Yeah. Okay. So number one, I would say using this as an opportunity to strengthen your jaw, right? And then if it's about the time that it takes to actually eat the salad, we ask ourselves what's more important. So we ask ourselves, is our nutrition and our health more important, or is it having some extra time? Like, what would we use that time for, right? So we ask ourselves, like, what would we be using that time for instead? And is that more important than the nutrition? If we've deemed it more important than nutrition, okay, maybe potatoes is the way to go. But what that means is there's going to be effects later, right? So mono, I seem to be only eating potatoes. Did you say mono eating potatoes or only eating potatoes? I guess it's the same kind of thing, right? But like, it seems like you're doing whole foods plant-based, but you're eating a lot of potatoes instead of having vegetables. And you can ask anybody who does either a starch solution and is successful with it long term and has health benefits, or eat to live. It's all about vegetables and it's all about variety, right? So starch solution, I think, is sort of based on, yes, let's have some starches, but that's not everything. We really need to be having massive amounts of other types of vegetables and a variety of them, because we want what Dr. Freeman calls a comprehensive nutrient adequacy, right? So getting enough nutrients and enough varied types of these nutrients so that our body isn't like starved for something, right? And we have to consider to ourselves, what's more important? Is it, oh, I don't feel like making anything, right? Like, I don't feel like making a salad and eating a salad, which then leads to things down the road, usually weight gain, lack of energy, feeling poorly, and perhaps risk factors, and then perhaps even more serious things, right? Like, none of this is guaranteed for anybody, and it's not even guaranteed that you'll have health if you are a nutritarian, but it is something to keep in mind that those are the effects later on of having like only potatoes, right? It's just not enough nutrients and the comprehensive aspect of it, right? So yeah, Teresa says a salad chopper helps for sure. And then really, like, I might challenge you to just see what it's like to have salads for a couple weeks, right? Like, first of all, do we have a weight loss goal? Or are we in this for weight loss at all? Do we not have an issue with weight loss? Sometimes it can make it harder if we're not that interested in weight loss to find a reason to eat healthier, right? But really, it does come down to how does our body feel after we've eaten this way for long periods of time, things like that. So those are things that I would ask, ask yourself over time, like, what do you truly want long term? Do you want to just have it be easy and just eat potatoes? Cool. Do that. That's totally up to you. Or do you want to have all the benefits that perhaps we might gain with the nutritarian lifestyle? Then it takes a little bit more work and more interest and more prioritization, right? Yeah. Oh, Rochelle, I love you too, my dear. Thank you. Yeah, voice to text, no problem. I get the picture. I love you too, Rochelle. Thank you. Mwah. So sweet. Yeah, salad challenge for 2 weeks. Awesome. Yes, dear. How are you? Sorry, my daughter's homesick, so I just want to check on her real quick. You want to be on the camera and tell everybody hi? Are you out of water? Okay, I'm gonna finish this video, okay? Do you want to come and be on the video? You want to show everyone your silly water bottle? Your runny nose?
I just want to show the
The water bottle? Okay, you can come show them the water bottle. But you have to move your head so they can see you. Uh-oh. We dropped the water bottle. What you doing? She's got a runny nose and a little bit of a, I don't know, what is it? Do you have a cough or what? Not really. Kind of sore throat kind of stuff going on. Not COVID, thank goodness. So that would be my advice to you. You say, I'll take up the salad challenge for 2 weeks. Awesome. What I challenge you to do, Tracy, is do the salad challenge, but then like take note of how you feel, right? Like, how does it feel when you have the salad challenge? Like, do you feel better? If you're interested in weight loss, does it help with weight loss at all? Do you feel more satiated? Do you feel less satiated? Things like that. Just start to look and see how you feel. And I would also challenge anyone, let's say you're afraid of doing Eat to Live, right? I'll say that that was my experience in the beginning. I read the book, and it wasn't until 3 months later that I actually had some of the food because I was just terrified that it was going to taste terrible. And a friend of mine introduced me to a couple of the meals, and I couldn't believe how good it tastes. I was like so surprised. Please don't make noise, okay? And she had made me she made me a chocolate smoothie. It had a bunch of spinach in it, some dates, almond milk. I believe it had blueberries. It was Dr. Furman's regular chocolate smoothie. And I was like, oh, it can taste like this? Okay. And she made me a salad later. And granted, it had a lot of brags on it. So it wasn't actually, what are you doing? You like to see your little tree moving there on the camera? Okay. It had vinegar, it had shampoo. Okay, but be quiet, okay? I need you to still be quiet. That's noisy and it's distracting. Okay, you're gonna have to go sit on the bed again, okay? Salad, vinegar, and a bunch of Bragg's. So granted, not super nutritarian because it had a lot of sodium in it, but I couldn't believe that I could eat that many vegetables in one sitting. And because I was interested in healthy eating, I was like, wow, you can actually make this taste good. And so I think that was kind of the biggest thing for me, was to find some recipes that I really liked. And that's what I would urge you to do as a beginner too. Like anybody who's a beginner, like find some recipes that just taste good for you, but don't stop until you find them, right? And then also this idea is like, if you can't find any recipes that taste good to you, add some stuff that makes it taste good, right? Like use ranch dressing. I don't care, animal ranch dressing, like, dairy ranch dressing, whatever. If that's what you're eating now, make a nutritarian salad, but add ranch dressing to it, right? Or make a smoothie, and if the recipe doesn't call for dates, add some dates so it's nice and sweet. Like cut back on the greens a little bit until you're ready. And then we're going to start small, shifting towards more and more nutritarian. That's how it feels manageable and not overwhelming, right? Because when I was coming out of my twin pregnancy, I got so thrown off. I didn't even want to eat salads anymore. I was so like, you couldn't pay me to eat a salad at that point. And really what it was this small shifting, is like shifting towards closer and closer and closer. And I'm still not a full-on nutritarian. I still have animal products sometimes. And, I'm still trying to find my flow, but that's okay. That's what this is about. This is shifting. This is getting, better and better as you go. And so that's, I think, my best advice for anybody, especially when you're starting out. If it feels unmanageable, add some stuff that you eat now. Like, let's not make a big deal out of it. Let's just try to eat healthier. Let's just try to get more vegetables, more whole foods, right? More fruits and things like this. Just increasing and increasing, but not increasing too much to the point where we're overwhelmed, right? That's the key. Okay. Yeah, good idea, Kathleen. Soups are great for someone who does not like to chew. That's a really good point. Chantal says, love my salads now after I abandoned them for a while. I eat them with lots of hummus and balsamic as a dressing. So yummy. That sounds really delicious. Thank you. She's a silly, silly girl. Hello from Iraq. So nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Hey, Teresa. And yeah, Teresa is the poster child for that small shifting that I was talking about. It's how she started feeling better and losing weight again. And agreed, Facebook user who may or may not be Melissa. Eat to live is scary until you find a magical salad dressing and realize that smoothies can be a lifesaver for staving off hunger. It's exactly right, which is why I totally recommend doing one of our challenges at some point if you can. We're gonna have another one in January. But the idea of just finding, and I think salad dressings are probably one of the biggest things for us, eating a salad and being like, oh, I just don't like the flavor of this. It comes down to two things usually. One is usually you've put too much cruciferous in, right? So you're using too much Brussels sprouts, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, arugula, things like this that have a really strong kind of bitter cruciferous flavor, and not a strong enough dressing to cut that, right? To cut that flavor. So for instance, if you're having a bunch of cruciferous, typically I like something either really nice and savory or sweet. Like I love sweet dressings, creamy, thick, sweet dressings. Like a thin, just lemon juice isn't going to cut it with that kind of food, right? So sometimes it's because we put too much cruciferous in. So just back off on the cruciferous a little bit. Use romaine as a base, use spinach, things like that. Or the other thing is that you just haven't found a salad dressing that you like. So maybe you're just not used to no sodium or low sodium yet. So add some sodium for a while till you get to the point where you can emotionally let go of the sodium, right? I don't know if it was Melissa. It's hard to tell because sometimes she shows up as Melissa and sometimes it shows up as Facebook user. um, and yeah, Rochelle says, I love salads, though the warmer weather and vegetable heavy soups through the colder weather. Yeah. Love salads through the warmer weather and vegetable heavy soups through the colder weather. Yeah. Okay. You get what I'm trying to say. I read it wrong twice, but you get it. Oh, sorry, Sarah. Got it. Hi. Forgot to enable the StreamYard. Okay. Got it. Yeah, you're totally right. Sarah, do you have any do you have any comments on what your magical salad dressing is? Do you have one that you really love? It really just is about experimentation, right? And like one salad dressing that one person loves isn't necessarily going to be one that someone else loves, right? Um Sunset says, I tried all Dr. Furman's dressings, but didn't care for them. I just found the brand Skinny Girl and it's really good. And that's the thing too. Like I would not start there if I were you. I would not start with Dr. Furman's dressings. I would definitely not start with the packaged foods, the soups, the dressings, things like that. I wouldn't start there. I would start by specifically, I would start, especially if it feels really overwhelming for you to do eat to live, start with the dressings you already use, right? Like find dressings that you love. And we talk about this a lot in the family, like those bagged salads that you can get, the kits, right? That have all the lettuce, the toppings, the dressings and stuff. Start there. Like that is such a good place to start. Do that for a few months. See how that goes. It's very convenient. You can just throw it in a bag. You'll have lunch in 2 minutes. Literally, like fast food. That is fast food, right? There's no faster food than that. Not even at a drive-through. You can't even get a drive-through that fast, as fast as you can put together a salad, right? So start there. They already have found really delicious flavor combinations and toppings and things like that. So that salad is really hearty and delicious. Salads tend to be a little bit on the small side, I feel like, but if you add an apple, a banana, whatever, it's a great meal. Have some water with it. Great meal, right? Start with what you know, and then move up. Okay. And yeah, Sarah says the green goddess from the most recent 21 day challenge has been an eye-opening recipe for you. Awesome. Yeah, and that's why I say join our challenges too, because it's going to give you new dressings to try. And I really like that idea of like when you do these sets that we have as like a set of 3 recipes in a day, it'll just introduce you to some new stuff. And even if you don't like everything in that set, it's cool. You'll come away with maybe one thing that you like, a dressing or a salad mix or something, right? And so I think that's really good. We have, 21 day challenges available for sale on the website too. You can pick up 1 or 2 of those and just experiment with some of those recipes. Sunset says, yeah, I agree. I bought the whole kit with food for 21 days about 6 months ago. Still have many of the products, just couldn't deal with it. Thanks, Marcia. Yeah, agree. Like that's not where I would start, right? And those are very specifically low sodium, no sugar, no oil, stuff like that. So it's a hard place to start if you've never done it before, because you're going to be having a salad and then just be like, oh, I don't like how this tastes, and you're going to be trying to get through it, kind of a thing, right? Whereas you can have a big, huge salad with regular dressing, even if it's vegan dressing, totally fine. But like maybe it has some some oil, some salt, whatever. Like just start there. Like let's not have all the rules be perfect. We can get towards perfect, but it's better to be imperfect and still get a ton of vegetables in salad than to go completely off track and not eat nutritarian at all because it was too overwhelming, right? Yeah, I know, Sarah. This is one of my favorites too. Tahini lemon dressings. So I like the 365 brand tahini from Whole Foods because you can pour it. It's so liquid that you can pour it, which is really nice. Just pour it on there, put some vinegar onto. I like those California balsamics vinegars, and you're done out the door, right? It's so easy. You don't need a blender even. Same thing. Sarah says sometimes I use sushi ginger and then use the juice in the jar as the dressing. I would not be doing that, but that's a good tip for anyone who really likes ginger like that. Yeah, and Teresa says kits still on them 7 months later. Taylor Farms brand is great. I agree. I love the Taylor Farms brand ones because the flavors are so incredible. If you're used to like the standard American diet stuff and you're not really ready to go to fully nutritarian, that's how I started liking salads again. I had to start with the kits. It was the only way I was going to do it. Like there's no way I could have just gone straight to a nutritarian salad. There's no way. And over time, I've gotten closer and closer. I use the kits occasionally now, but it is just such fast food and yeah, salt, oil, sugar for sure in the dressing. And there's like too many cranberries, not enough nuts, and no beans or whatever, right? Like, of course, but we start somewhere and we're working up, right? Marilyn, salads are difficult for me to eat because I have no teeth. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, I've talked to a lot of people who, oh, okay, Cheri, sorry. I've talked to a lot of people who have the dental issues, right? And this is the thing, like, whatever struggles that we have, whether it's dental struggles or it's some people have issues with swallowing with the esophagus and things like this, or we have like indigestion issues, whatever, any issue that we have, it's like it's still doable, right? There are still ways to make this work. Like if we don't have enough teeth, we don't have any teeth, whatever, it's too tough for ourselves to eat salad, okay, fine. There are so many other ways that we can get vegetables in, right? Smoothies, soups, cooked dishes with a lot of cooked things, right? We just have to do the best that we can. But anything is better than burgers and fries all the time or something like that, right? So it's this idea of getting creative because we all have our own issues. We all have our own things. Like I might not have an issue with teeth, but I do have an issue with 3 small children running around all the time. And so I could very easily say, oh, my excuse is I just don't have time. But it just really comes down to a matter of priorities, right? And we can make it work for ourselves no matter what struggles we're going through. So Linda says, me too, severe TMJ pain with chewing. Salads cause much pain. Totally understood. And so we want to honor where our body is, right? And we don't want to be like, oh, like sitting here down on ourselves and frustrated because we can't chew. The frustration is optional, right? Like it's an impossibility for us to chew. Okay, let's accept that and let's find ways that we can eat healthfully anyway, right? What are some other things that we can do? So see the difference in the sort of emotion that we have there. One of them is frustrated and angry and, oh, woe is me and I wish this wasn't happening to me and all that, which then makes us eat poorly, right? And the other one is acceptance. And okay, it's like if you lost your leg or whatever, you don't have a choice. The leg is gone. So now we have to learn there's a grieving process or whatever, right? But once we are done with that, we have to learn how to walk again or to use a wheelchair or to get around or whatever. Honey, don't make that noise, please. And it really just comes down to acceptance, right? Acceptance of our current circumstances. Yeah, and Miss Salad's way, stick with cooked veggies. That's the way to go. She's playing the drums down there under the desk, if you hear that. Oh, good. Okay, so this is this is good for you also, Marilyn. I puree my soups and freeze them in containers. She says I add ginger for flavor. They're delicious. Yeah, so soups, obviously, great way. And you know what I love about soups too is like I always end up making way too much soup when I'm making a soup, but too much is relative because I always end up putting in the freezer, right? And then these days where I'm super, super busy, it's so awesome to have a pre-made soup ready to go that I can just thaw out, right? Okay, Cheri, you say if you can't chew, put salad in a smoothie. Yeah, that's another way to do it, right? The blended salads. Sorry, I just had lunch, so like I keep burping, but blended salads kind of a thing. Smoothies, such a great way to get in that raw nutrition, because obviously we think like, oh, can't chew, I must just have to have all cooked stuff. Nah, just make a smoothie, right? It makes it so much easier. Okay, awesome. Good stuff, you guys. I got to get going to Instagram now. I'm going to do 10-15 minutes over there as well. So if you want to follow me, that's great. Come on over. Otherwise, I wish you the best Thursday ever. And I'll see you again next week. Same time ish, same place. Have a good one. Bye. Isabella.